Well, good afternoon, folks, and welcome back to the farm. She's just a beauty here today. Sun's shining. It's about 20 degrees. It's like Alberta, it's got like these mood swings, right? Like you just can't have normal spring where things gradually warm up and the flowers start to bloom and the grass gets green. It's one day you got snow and then you don't. And probably a week from now we will again. But regardless, the weather is beautiful. We're going to enjoy it for what it is. And I got some bottle lambs I got to feed, then I got to bring the big tractor out and we're going to get rigged up, and I'm probably going to work the garden up. So I've got probably 2 tons of compost in the compost pile sitting out in the field. I got to big grapple, hook that up and bring that into the garden patch and work it in. That's been a multi-year project, and I know, big picture wise we are kind of working towards a no-till situation there, but I mean, honestly, that garden is about the soil when we started was about as hard as that sidewalk right there. So even the no-till experts are going to tell you that at some point you have to break the soil, right? And that is, if the roots can't get down because the soil is so compacted, it's so hard, you have to do something. And there's only so much you can do on the surface, right? So we got to get access to the clay. We got to get access to the subsoil. And so we're going to do that by tilling a little bit of stuff on the surface. And then we come after the tiller with the broad fork to undo any hard pan or compaction that we cause with the rotation of the tines. And then over, probably 4 or 5, maybe even 6 years. I don't know how many years it's going to take, but we're going to have a hell of a spot there. The rest of the yard, not so much. We've had an unfortunate start to the morning. So this is what my day looks like. 5 o'clock in the morning, I get up, I get ready for work. I come into the shop here, I get milk ready for the bottle lambs. And every few days, I got to take a pail of molasses just like this and dump some molasses in for the ewes. Which this morning was one of those mornings. I had to get a pail of molasses and mix some grain up and give it to the ewes. Anyway, so later in the day, I was in the office and I looked at my hand, and between my thumb and my forefinger, I had a spot of something brown. And I was just like, oh, probably a little bit of molasses off the pail. So I licked my finger and I rubbed my hand or whatever, and I didn't quite get it all off. So then I licked my finger again to, get a little bit more wet, and then rub my hand again. But when I went like, that's not molasses. No, I had sheep shit on my hand and I mistook that for molasses. And then, well, yeah, that was not the flavor I was hoping to attain. That adventure is behind me now, so I got to get the big tractor fired up here, get this thing out and get the grader blade off of it. And then up front, I got the big giant pallet and the bale forks on. We use this giant pallet for unloading mini bulk bags, so we can just drain through the center of the pallet because we don't have an auger. And it works really, really well. But I need the grapple on there, so I got to get that dropped off, get the forks off, get the grapple back on, and then we'll be in shape. Another interesting thing I did today is, well, I should rewind. We got the side-by-side, right? Side-by-side's only got a half windshield, and the side-by-side we had before this had no windshield. And it's just it's like a wind tunnel, right? Now, I'm a big guy, so the half windshield, I don't even know what it does, let's be honest, right? I just get no wind right here to my belly. My belly's nice and warm, but my face is just getting all the weather in the face, and that's not a good time for anybody. So I bought a sheet of plexiglass from the Home Depot. It's 48 inches. Of course, this is not 48 inches. This is something else entirely. I think it's like 45. And then up top, it's got to be tapered. Why wouldn't it be tapered? Anyways, so I got a piece of 2 feet by 4 feet plexiglass. I'm going to pop this windshield out here later, and then put that in, and then mark it all up or whatever, cut it out, and make an insert for the upper piece, and then snap that back in there. Well, I'm back here now. Just gonna grab my gloves. It's a bit of a delay. Just got back from the fire hall. I tell you, there's folks that live in rural areas that probably shouldn't live in rural areas, but this time of year, you can see everything's tinder dry. I really haven't had any kind of moisture. It warms up. What happens? The wind picks up just perfect conditions for things to go crazy. I would have thought we would have learned these lessons many times before, but people always seem to find new and interesting ways to set half the damn county on fire. So I'm late to get into this. Anyways, and that's fine, whatever. But I'm going to try and get this PTO sled on here now, and then get the grapple put on and get into the garden. And it's all in hopes that I can get that done tonight so that we can have tomorrow to do more family-oriented stuff. Well, it's now Saturday morning. Friday evening got away on me. I didn't get the garden rototilled. Yeah, it was a wash. That's okay. Anyway, 6:30 in the morning. Sun's just coming up. It's looking like it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. So I'm going to mix up some milk for the bottle lambs. And then before everybody gets up and gets after some breakfast, I'll see about getting some compost put in the garden there. Well, I got the tiller ran through the garden. It's kind of interesting because in some spots you can sink that tiller just as deep as it'll go. It'll go down foot deep, no problem. Other spots, like 3 inches right below the dirt, there's just a solid block of ice there. And of course the tiller's just sitting there hopping doing this. But anyways, before I did that, I actually had a few spare minutes. So I actually put in a piece of plexiglass in the front of the side-by-side here, so hopefully that cuts down on some of the wind when we're out doing chores and stuff. We shall see. But yeah, I just cut it down and then just drilled a couple holes in here and then tapped. I just used a tap and die set and just tapped the steel, and I put a bolt in the center just to stop it from flexing or anything like that. And then I think I'm going to get some weather stripping now that it's dry fit. I'm going to get some weather stripping and just go around just to help create a bit of a seal and stop anything from sitting there vibrating. And well, I'm over here on the trailer now. I'm going to move all these square bales, put them onto this trailer, and then take them over to the barn. And you might wonder, well, like, why am I going to take them off of this trailer, put them on this trailer, and then take them there? Why didn't I just take that trailer there? So last summer, no, it was the summer before, when I put all these bales on there, while we were stacking bales, we noticed the trailer started to move, and what actually happened is the frame actually broke, so we had to block it up so it could hold the hay. So needless to say, I can't move this trailer over to there without maybe having a welder come in, and I'm not going to have a welder come in and do some welding on a trailer load of hay, because there's an opportunity to be embarrassed there. But anyways, so the next little bit, I'm going to get some honest labor done here. Well, you've heard of Elf on a Shelf. Have you ever heard of a sheep on a trailer? Just can't keep this one contained, it seems. She wants those tasty morsels. She'll be getting tasty morsels at the auction mart in the fall, I think. So it's now after lunch here. We got all our hay in and stacked up, so that's fantastic. And then the farrier was over here the other day, and so we had the horses in the barn, got there all manicured up, pedicured up, whatever you want to call it. And so they're just in the lambing pen here right now. Now, Millie's got this whole thing where she gets bad feet every year if she eats too much, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put her and the little donkey in behind the shop. And so they got only access to so much grass so that she doesn't founder or something crazy like that. But anyway, so while we were out before, I guess I did try out the side-by-sides. I mean, you can see where the old windshield is and can't really see where the new windshield is because it's clean. What's up, kiddo?
What do you have on your phone?
What do I have on my phone? I have all the people. See? You want to say hi? Ah, you're shy. Anyways, I want to say, I don't know. Man, oh man, I wish I would have done this sooner. So the reason I didn't do this sooner is we bought this thing like in the height of COVID with this half windshield. And I actually had intended to get the other half. I looked into purchasing a full windshield or a fold down windshield, and I was looking at $600, $700, $800, $1,000. I mean, you could spend as much money as you want on these things, right? So I was like, okay, well, we're just gonna go get a sheet of plexiglass and do this. But of course, every time there was a human to human interface, what did every business do? They put a layer of plexiglass in between you. So one, you couldn't get plexiglass, and two, if you could get it, it was going to cost you an astronomical amount. So pretty happy to have that in there now, and it's significantly cheaper in the windshield. I tested it up and down the road, and we were ripping pretty good, and no breeze. It was fantastic. I just love it. All right, Charlotte, go get your pony. You say, here, Millie, Millie, Millie. Okay, go a little closer.
Ellie, ready for you.
Come on, Millie.
Bye, this way.
Come on, Millie. Nothing in the barn that's good for you.
See.
She's gonna love it here, hey? Elsie too. What are you building?
Something that you won't know.
Something that you won't know?
No, that you won't know.
Well, that I won't know.
It'll be so magical. Cover your ears because it's going to be so loud.
So loud and magical.
Yeah. Then cover your ears.
All right, so I'm just in the shop here now. As you can see, it is completely nighttime. I don't get to spend too many hours in the shop after hours, so to speak, but had an important project that had to get worked on here, and that was the trailer lighting. So that tail light didn't even exist over there, and I had a couple clearance lights on the front that were completely smashed out. One was missing and the other one was smashed out, but still there. All the wiring was beat off by rocks, so it's kind of a bad deal. Anyways, I put a new light in there. It works. I had a light in here and it was working, but now for some reason the running light portion of it is not working, but the signal light works and the brake works. So that's good. I got to use it tomorrow during the daytime, so I'm confident I can run down the highway safely with that. And when I brake or when I turn signal or something like that, it's going to work. It's going to warn everybody what's going on, but I don't want to have this thing out after dark and only have one tail light on one side. And then anyways, tomorrow is going to be a big day. I don't think I'm going to be able to make a video tomorrow because it's going to be hair straight back. So Sunday, so the weekend's pretty much over, let's be honest, right? Get up, do chores. Charlotte's got pictures for dance, like year-end dance or whatever. She's got a recital here coming on Tuesday or Wednesday I think. So she's got pictures for that. And then we're gonna take the rototiller off the tractor, load it on the trailer, and then haul that to Rio Grande, take it back to the in-laws for them to dig up their garden, because obviously we're done using it. And then somehow, I'm not sure how yet, but somehow we gotta get 25 layer chicks that are, I don't know, they're a month old or something like that, back here and into our chicken house, because my mother-in-law currently has them, and her turkey chicks they're jumping all over them, and it's turning into a bit of a crowded house, right? So can't have that, so we'll get them back home. So it's gonna be a big day. So, but I'm probably gonna need both hands for most of that. So anyways, on that note, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna get this thing pulled out, and then I'm going for a cup of tea and a bed, because today started real early, 3:30 in the morning, something like that, crazy. Anyways, no human being should be awake at that time of the day. So I'll let you go for now. I hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.